compañero, pero el agua se está retirando. El agua se está retirando.
Sí.
Vengan, come on.
¿Estás bien, Riz? Allá, ve el cielo. Ah, claro, es la cosa solar.
Tío. Verga, güey, está temblando. A la madre, está temblando bien fuerte, güey. Su puta madre, güey. Su puta madre, güey. Verga. A la verga.
Video across the border in Guatemala appears to show power lines and transformers exploding.
Lamentablemente hemos tenido ya reporte de pérdida de vidas humanas.
Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto told reporters they've already received reports of loss of human life and damage that cannot be quantified. Hundreds of miles north in Mexico City, the earthquake shook office buildings, restaurants, and even the famed Angel of Independence monument. Frightened people ran from their homes, worried they could collapse. I realized it was an earthquake right away, Mexico City resident Alonso Canavas said. It was very strong. Mexico's president says they will assess damage to life and property in the coming days. The USGS says an earthquake like this was expected in this part of the world because of how the tectonic plates move under the Mexican peninsula.
This is the sky about a half hour before the earthquake in China. It's called earthquake lights. And that's something that looks similar to the northern lights, and it's something that has happened before other earthquakes, but no one knows what it is, what causes it. It's being studied to see if it could be some kind of a warning sign that could be used to predict big earthquakes. But look at that. Nobody knows what causes that.
That's fascinating.
And we've seen reports of those for decades, really. But no one's actually caught it on tape until just now. That was 30 minutes before that major earthquake in China last week.
Really know what to do because I was expecting all of a sudden, you see my neighbor maybe getting through from the roof to my floor or whatever. It was so intense, and I was seeing the sky changing colors, and it was really sort of apocalypse now thing.
Huh.
Look after, and you could definitely see where it had come down. He mentioned to me he's from Vancouver, and he has felt earthquakes before in the past. He said in California and also in Vancouver. I asked him what this one felt like. He says it was 5 times worse than anyone he had felt out there. So it was quite surprising. We don't feel things like this in Ottawa. Actually, it's my first time here that I've ever felt anything like that.
So far, the death toll is about 142 people and about 600 injured. He also caused damage in several coastal cities of Manta, Esmeraldas and Guayaquil. During the earthquake, many people have reported different lights in the sky, and because of that, many people began to publish purported evidence on these lights. Networks and some media run 2 tests of this event. The first test shows a similar object in a bright meteor flying over the sky. Unfortunately, these images do not match the earthquake in Ecuador, but correspond to a meteor or fireball that lit up the skies of Argentina last the 30th of July 2015. We publish on your video channel on this meteor and description of the video you can see. There are some days. They used the same video as evidence of an alleged meteor flew over the skies of Colombia, but unfortunately, the evidence was the same video took place in Argentina. The second test shows a very bright object in its wake leaves a trail of blue flying in the sky. Unfortunately, this does not match the earthquake in Ecuador yesterday, but corresponds to the test of a ballistic missile launched by the U.S. Navy last the 8th of November 2015. The object was also seen in the states of Nevada and Arizona and the Mexican state of Baja California. A few days before, the Navy had informed his military activity in the sky that day, and even your serious submarine Kentucky U.S. launch of the naval fleet. Unfortunately, misfortune may occur whenever people take advantage of this to try to generate fear or supernatural mysteries. Although it should be noted that people in Ecuador report after the earthquake, if it flashes in the sky generally, these flashes can come by explosions of transformers caused by the same earthquake. But if
Okay, these explosions are not being caused by transformers. You guys can research this for yourself. This earthquake and all these storms going on right now are being caused by the U.S. government and Haarp in particular, which is a massive technological effort to be able to manipulate and control the weather. It's been going on for 70 years, guys. It is time to wake up. There's no more denying it.
This is Hurricane Irma. This is what it did for us, to us. We are at Pelican at the moment, and if I zoom in, I want to show you the damage. Look, all the trees are down. Look at this. Look at up here. Look at the room up there. They are gone. All the roofs are gone. Look over here. If I may zoom in, my husband's Jeep is total loss. Total loss. But what? We have life. And we are grateful to God.
Family, look, the hotel we end the lobby. Look at the lobby, a big plaza, no pool. Look at the lobby. We sit inside here. Oh my God! Look at the hotel upstairs, mashed up. Oh my God! Look, we sit in the hotel. Oh God! Boy, oh my God! Look, no more pool. That's the lobby downstairs.
September 7, 2017. Apocalyptic Hurricane Irma devastated the northeast Caribbean islands, reducing Barbuda and Sint Maarten to rubble, with 95% of homes and properties destroyed. The enormity of the disaster made the island of Barbuda barely habitable and obliterates the strongest hurricane-proof buildings in Sint Maarten. The monster hurricane was so strong, it registered as an earthquake on the seismometer, and now is referred to as a nuclear hurricane, laid to waste the islands with deaths, major flooding, damages and cataclysmic destruction. Irma then hammered Puerto Rico, plunging 1 million into darkness, leaving 50,000 without water. 49 million people are expected to be affected by this monster, as Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, Bahamas, Virgin Islands, United States, Turks and Caicos awaits the inevitable.